Welcome to Jeremy Hadler's YouTube channel. Here's your host, Jeremy Hadler.
Hello, folks. Today we'll be talking about my sports interview with my Houston Texans fan, Phil Rondeau.
Hi.
And Zach Brazick, who's a Cleveland Browns fan.
How's it going?
So, guys, let me start off with you. How did you become a football fan?
Born with it, you know? My whole family likes football. It's America's true pastime. You know, it ain't baseball anymore. And it's just good stuff.
Right on.
Yeah, before I wasn't really into football, but then I got roped into it with this guy.
Yes.
So, now, how did you become a Texan fan? How did you become a Browns fan?
Phil?
Well, my favorite player, Vince Wilfork, was a very fat man, and I loved him.
Got a point.
Mine, it's like a couple things. Like, I was growing up an Eagles fan, you know, from suburbs of Philadelphia. But, like, I was never, like, that extreme into it. Like, during the games, I mostly just, like, messed around throwing football with my dad. But then I remember seeing the Browns helmet. It was, like, the coolest thing ever. Like, just the color orange. And that was I was, like, 7 years old during Peyton Hillis's breakout season. And I didn't know the torture I'd be through the next 8-9 years. So I just hopped on, and that was it. And when I went to the dog pound for the first time when I was 8, that was the end of the story.
Great story, you two. Great story.
Thank
So
you.
now, let me ask you, where do you stand with your teams right now? With Houston, I know you're not doing well at all. Like,
No, it's not looking too hot with Davis Mills, but...
Like, where do you think your team's going to go, like in the future?
In the future, well, the organization is a dumpster fire right now.
I totally agree.
To be completely honest.
I totally agree.
So the future's not looking too bright.
Okay.
It's really like a downhill slope.
Yeah.
You know, until something good happens.
Yeah, I know what you're feeling. That's the Phillies for me of baseball. It's like it's been down since the World
Poor
Series.
Phillies.
It's been that for 10 years, so waiting to go to playoffs, and they can't make a freaking playoff.
Second longest drought in MLB.
Yep, second longest drought. That's what it's been.
It's true.
Yeah, I get your feelings as a Houston fan of like you hear, like, do you think Deshaun Watson's ever going to play for Houston again?
Absolutely not. He's probably going to get traded.
Where do you think, if you had to guess, where do you think he'll go to?
Jeez.
Like Miami, New England.
I mean, there was some talk him going to Philly.
Would you prefer him to go?
I think that'd be a good place for him.
No, if you went to Philly, would you become a Eagles fan, Deshaun Watson fan right then?
No.
No?
I'm a Texans fan.
All right.
But yeah, sometimes you just miss the Osweiler days.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
Very true.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a great. Valid point. Always staying a true loyal fan to your team. I always appreciate that about fans. Now, Zach.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I didn't ask you, but I asked him.
I still appreciate it.
Okay, you still appreciate it. But, like, let me ask you this. Now, where do you stand with your team of, like, where do you think your team stands right now and then head into the future with the Cleveland
Shades are
Browns?
coming off.
Okay.
Currently, this is after week 5. If anyone's watching in the future, we just took a big loss to the Chargers. It was probably the game of the week. Browns can't win shootouts. I don't know why. But, you know, like, Chargers are one heck of an organization currently. Herbert is probably better than Mahomes this year. By a lot, maybe. And, you know, he played good. The defense is weird. It, like, is either the best in the league or horrible.
So, like, inconsistent a little bit.
Very inconsistent.
Like, kind of an average football of defense, but not the offense-wise.
Yeah, that's kind of the NFL these days.
You know.
You can't have great defense always, but we got some really key pieces. Myles Garrett. And offensively, Baker's fine. You know, he's not the best quarterback in the world, but he works for us. We're ride or die with Baker. Every single Browns fan is. And Nick Chubb, Hunt, they're crazy. I can't wait for Jarvis to get back. Thus the shirt. And, you know, I think we're going to make the playoffs, have a similar year to last year. And the future should be very bright. Especially if Herbert or Mahomes can calm down a little. And Josh Allen, it should be nice. Yeah.
Nice. Now, do you think your team is going to win the division, the AFC North? Because I know that's a tough division with the Steelers. They're not doing too hot right now, but they might come back with Big Ben if they turn it up, even though Juju's out. But yes, Baltimore is a very tough team you have to watch out for, like Lamar Jackson or like the Ravens defense. That's another thing you have to watch for. And then the Bengals offense and defense, they're becoming a surprise team right now. Even though the head coach is terrible, they're becoming a surprise team. So do you think you're going to make the division go with like a deep run kind of in the playoffs, maybe like go to the AFC Championship or maybe the Super Bowl likewise?
You know, I think we'll win the division. You know, I think the Bengals are the team I'm most worried about, which I never would have guessed this year. But it's all going to come down to division games. We have a lot of division games late in the year. Our last game of the year is against the Bengals. We play the Ravens back-to-back games. That's the first time it's ever happened for any team, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, if we can win those 3 games or 2 of them and have a good year, I think we will. Because no one's that crazy. Like, no one's undefeated, and Baltimore's vulnerable. So I think, I think we can.
I think you guys can do that. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this question real quick. Coming Christmas Day, it's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be between you and me of my teams, the Packers, the Browns. Do you think your team's very confident in beating my team? Because I know definitely your team can beat us the way around.
I mean, we haven't had any big Thanksgiving or Christmas games in a very long time.
Same here. We've never, last time, I think it was we lost to Chicago or Lions in Thanksgiving. Christmas was a very long time ago when we played. But
I think it'll be a very good game. I think the NFL wants it to be. Yeah. And I just hope that the Browns are already pretty good in the playoffs when it happens. Hope there's just not much pressure on it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now let me ask you these questions. Has there ever been a time, during your time as a Houston fan, especially, or a Cleveland Browns fan, of torture of when you don't want to be a fan of this team anymore?
Torture.
Do you not want to be a fan where what Houston's going on right now, or the 0-16 back then, when you had really no faith in them, you just got very mad? I remember you got very mad when my team beat you with a backup with Brett Hundley. God. That was very bad for you. And then you tried the very close games for you. Houston, you just can't have, you want it, but it's just the organization's just ruining your team right now.
I would like to answer this one first.
All right, you can answer.
Every Browns fan has secretly. I don't care who you are. I know you want to say no, but you're lying probably. Because everyone has, losing by 30 in a night game to a 2-10 team. There's been a lot of things. 1-31. But, I always stuck with it. There's been some very dark moments, but I always thought about the day we'd have a solid team like now. And, yeah, luckily I stuck with it. There was never a year I didn't at all. And very happy about it.
Now, didn't you go to the Browns' first win of that Bud Light game against the Jets when Baker finally broke the curse for the Cleveland Browns?
I was at the Baker's first little night game, and that was crazy. It was like we won the Super Bowl, and it just showed even more what's so great about being a Browns fan, because most people, you win a night game against a bad team, you're just happy, and then you're just ready to go to bed. But in Cleveland, it was a party all night, and it was really crazy to see.
Yeah, I remember that.
As far as being a Houston fan, it never really crossed your mind to just forget about it. I mean, they're a fairly new team as well.
They've been solid.
Yeah, they've been solid. There's been bad parts, obviously. This year being probably the highlight of the bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's football. Yeah,
that's true.
You gotta live on with the good and the bad, but that's just your team.
Yeah, and we've been average for ever.
Yeah.
So you just kind of get used to average, and when it's below average, you're like, well, we'll be average one day again.
Now, what was the biggest regret you would say? I know, you don't like the organization of Houston Texans, but what was the move that you hated so much of what Houston has done recently, training
it wasn't one move. Oh, really, it was every move they made. Just getting rid of key players like Hopkins, Fuller's gone, Deshaun. I know that's a different.
Well, that's down the line. That's
thing, but he's gone.
Yeah,
and kind of overpaying for Tunsil, and just a lot of bad moves. I think when Bill O'Brien was the coach, I don't think he wanted to be a coach.
I know. Yeah, that was.
I don't think he wanted to be a coach, so it was kind of weird, and just making weird moves. Just this combination of.
That was one of the times I didn't understand what the heck Houston was doing. You had a great team and all. You came out of the playoffs, and then he comes to take over the GM job, and then he just starts tanking and starts a rebuild with one of the best receivers. I would argue say has the best hands in the game for DeAndre Hopkins, but that was the move. I remember you were so mad that day when that happened.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and also JJ Watt. But a lot of it is the players just didn't want to be there as well.
Yeah.
So it's just the whole organization has a bad rep.
The organization's culture, more.
Yeah, the cultures.
Then let me ask you these questions. Who is your favorite player of all time from each team? Texans, Andre Johnson, KB, or DJ Watts. Yours could be Jim Brown right away. I know you've argued him being the best running back of all time. I don't think he is, but I know you think he is of that.
So favorite player on the team I like, because my actual favorite player is Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Because
you rival.
Yeah. And I know he's a rival in the Titans, but I just love watching him play. He's so entertaining.
He's that big stiff arm guy. He's a bull.
He's a monster.
I know he's a monster.
He's the best running. Incredible.
Yeah. You know, I don't know, all time, it's pretty boring, but I'd probably say Joe Thomas. Like, during all those horrible years, it was nice to at least have a decent O-line with him. He's just a nice guy. Pretty good announcer now. But Jarvis Landry's a very close second. I just love what he's done when he got here right away and how he wanted to come here after 0-16 year. Great hands, not a great slot receiver. And I just like guys like that, even more than big play receivers. So, yeah.
And favorite player for my team would probably be Hopkins, because, again, he's just so entertaining. You just lob it up to him, and then he makes this crazy one-in-a-lifetime catch. Like, every single time he makes contact with the ball. It's incredible.
Yeah, I just remember DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, when he just started, like, he kept doing incredible one-handed catches. I mean, he's just been doing that his whole career, really.
Yeah. I know, like, you've made big trades. You two have made big trades, as you mentioned before, of Laremy Tunsil. Now, I know you guys traded for Odell Beckham.
Yes.
I know you did.
We did.
I know you were very happy at the time, but do you regret making that trade, would you say, like, afterwards? Run me through that, of, like, your emotions from going through the beginning of that trade, when it, like, your initial reaction, and then going towards now, and then how do you think about it?
You know, I remember when that happened, it was very random. You know, after 0-16, you hear you get Odell Beckham, and you start to just think you're the best team ever, and, like, everything's going to change at once. It's not. You know, the Giants were okay with getting rid of him for a reason. We traded a really good safety, really good guard, a couple picks, you know. The Giants won that one. A blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. And I just hope he can figure it out, or just get rid of him for something, because he has no value to this team anymore. He really doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I remember Odell, like, I think it all started when it wasn't his first, like, he got very popular when he made that one-handed catch against Dallas.
And then the thing about Odell, his hands are horrible.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely horrible. I know he made that catch, but a catch like that's part of luck, and he's just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's overrated, but I think most people here think he's overrated now, but I've always thought he was overrated. Then I remember he punched a wall after the Packers Giants wildcard game. He punched it, and then he punched it, and then he paid the damages. But, like, players shouldn't be doing that at all. Even if, like, you're great or frustrated, you should never take it out on a wall.
And having pizza with a lady of the night with some nice white substance on it.
Yeah.
That kind of, I don't know what happened with that, but yeah.
Like, he questions me of, like, what he's been doing.
He's tempered down.
Yeah. He's definitely
tempered down, but he's just done, basically.
Yeah, I feel like he's just been washed up.
I think he needs to go to a place like Detroit, has like no receivers, and he can just try to become a star again, because he never will be here.
I think that also. Now, for Houston-wise, now with Cleveland, I know they've gone through the rebuild of what the process. I know Houston's gonna go through that soon, or has gone through that maybe the years of, even if it was bad of a rebuild with Bill O'Brien, it was still bad. But, like, I remember with Cleveland, like, what was, like, I remember you guys hired, I believe it was John Dorsey was the GM or president. I remember you were happy about that, then you got mad about that for a little bit, I think it was, and then you were happy about the new movement with Andrew Berry coming from the Philadelphia Eagles. Did you like how it went through the transition process, kind of, and, like, when it started rebuilding, like, you know this team was going to be good after the 0-16 season, like, you had Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, you got Kareem Hunt, which I thought that was a questionable move at first because of the whole incident in Cleveland. No one thought he was going to do well. Maybe Cleveland fans, I don't know if you were, like, happy about, like, I think you were happy about that, but it's like, no one think he was going to turn out solid to the way he was today, Chubb, and all that offense.
Yeah, I mean, John Dorsey was great for us. He really was. Like, he got us Jarvis. He got us Baker, Chubb, and Ward in the same draft. Like, first 3 picks. And, yeah, I mean, who we got now? Andrew Berry's very solid, too. You know, Dorsey traded for Odell, but at the time, it looked great. So, you know, you can't really say it was bad. It's kind of like a Monday morning quarterback, as they say. And, yeah, you know, I'm happy about where we are now. We got a decent quarterback. And just all the pieces around him for us to succeed. We don't need like a Mahomes to win with this team, and that's nice to have. Just take pressure off him.
Yeah, I see that with Baker Mayfield, since he doesn't have that much pressure. I know he's gotten comparisons kind of like Brett Favre. I remember like his draft day, he was trying to exactly copy that Brett Favre thing. So I get that of like, you don't need, like, I get that for all teams. You don't need a strong quarterback like Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, like or Kyler Murray even. Like, you don't need like a guy who's going to flash out very much. You just need a solid quarterback in this league, basically. But most teams are going for like those quarterbacks. But all you really need is just a solid quarterback, solid defense, and have the right pieces with you, and then you have a Super Bowl team. Like, there's been a bunch of when that's occurred with Super Bowl teams, basically.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of quarterbacks are the system. I don't know. Try to put Herbert on the Lions or Jaguars. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing now.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Now, with Houston, how it, like, when the rebuild's going to happen, or if it's occurring right now, how, like, with the new management, all, have you liked that of coming from New England? Like, do you think New England, like, the people that came from your front office, like the head coach, GM, do you think they're going to help you pan out, or do you want them to right away out of the system for Houston?
Well, I think a lot of people that come out of the Patriot way and their organization, it just never works out.
I strongly agree.
It never works out. Because they try to do things the Patriot way, but they're not the Patriots, so they can't do that.
Exactly.
Rebuilding is kind of rough right now because we don't really have the ability to rebuild too much. We're just like a few key players away from being good because we have a nice veteran squad. And when Tyrod was playing, Tyrod Taylor in the beginning, he's coming back soon.
Yeah, he's coming back.
I'm excited for that. We were doing great. We're offensively looking pretty nice. The defense is looking pretty decent. You know, it's like we're not horrible. You're just missing a few key pieces.
So, like, what would you say, like, you want your team to focus, like, coming up on this offseason, like, a free agency or draft? Like, I forget, do you guys have a first-round pick this year after making those trades?
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
So, it's a bit of just hoping for those third-rounders to shine.
Because I was, like, trying to figure out, like, with Houston, like, what they need to do. Like, do you think they're going to make some trade-up picks, maybe, like, from...
I don't know. I don't think we can afford to, but we might because we love giving away stuff.
Okay, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. But, like, do you, like, in off-season, like, how much cap space do you think, like, do you think your team's going to have, like, a good, like, free agency impact, maybe, of, like, getting some players, maybe buying some, like, for defense and offense? Like, do you think that's going to happen at all?
I mean, anything can happen, really.
Okay. Now, what do you think is your biggest, like, need, like, draft or free agency do you think needs to occur for your team?
Biggest need...
Do you think it's the quarterback, etc.?
Well, right now, yeah, quarterback.
Okay.
Obviously. Receivers, you know, it'd be nice to really, like, trying to get back to where we were with Deshaun, really. Because I think that was a really solid team that we had.
I would like to comment on our team's biggest need.
Yes.
And that's a punter, you know? Like, we should just go
We also need a punter.
Yeah, yes.
We just need to go to Australia and find some goalie. It's horrible. Every single punt's 35 yards. I guess that's why Kevin Stefanski goes for it every single play. I don't know why we don't drop him. And we need to draft Torrey Taylor, punter from Iowa. We should trade up the number 1 to get him. It doesn't matter. I'd trade Odell for, like, an average punter, honestly. And that is all.
I mean, like, we did that. We had our problems as the Packers. Like, we had J.K. Scott. I remember him.
J.K. Scott.
I don't know. Did he play for Cleveland? I forget.
No, but we tried him out.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. So we had him for the past couple of years. He's been, like, 50-50. Was, like, his first, like, couple seasons, he was great for us. And then, like, last year and the year before that, he just struggled, and he could not punt. Like, deep. He can't punt at all. It was, like, so bad at watching because that cost us some games where he just punted and it just gave great field position for the other team and they would score right away. that cost us sometimes in the game. Last year, we didn't have to use the punter game because we had a great offense. We had the MVP and all of that. But, like, the punter is a situation I feel like is a need you must have because there's been great punters out there. You see with Cleveland, like, they need it bad. Yep. Like, you saw how they lost to Los Angeles Chargers. I don't know why I said San Diego. But
I still do, too.
Yeah, I do, too. But, like, with Los Angeles, like, you lost in a shootout, but, like, I don't know if, like, in that game, like, the punting situation was...
there were 2 or 3 bad ones.
And then I know of yours, your guy had a horrible punt.
That was just unlucky.
Yeah, I thought that was unlucky.
But he also sucks.
Yeah, okay. So, like, with my team, we basically cut him out, and, like, we traded a 7th round to the Los Angeles Rams for a guy I never really heard of a weird last name. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Who was it?
I think it was Boring Convents, or... I've never heard of him either. But I know that, like, he was on the Bills preseason. So he was on the Bills preseason squad. He did well for them, but he didn't pan out. And then he went with the Rams to be in the backup for Johnny Hecker, who's a pretty great punter. But with this guy I saw was, like, first time I saw him in week 1, I know we lost that game, but, like, when I saw him punt, it was just amazing to see him kick it down right at, like, the 10, 5-yard line. And he's done that the past couple of games, which has been consistent for us. So punter is a real need for every team. Like, we all have experience through bad punter situations that we just mentioned before.
Punters need love.
Exactly.
Punters can't have long hair. J.K. Scott.
No, you cannot have long hair.
I would rather have 70-year-old Ray Guy out there.
I prefer Pat McAfee if he's listening out there.
Yeah.
If you're listening out there, Pat McAfee, shout out to you. Great punter of all time, I would say. But yeah, you basically need to have that in this game. You need to have that.
Let's go punters.
Yeah.
Give it up for punters.
Yeah.
Punters.
Woohoo. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, I would say that for punters.
Yes.
Now, ask this. I believe we've all gone struggle through this of our defenses and offenses. Which one do you think is preferred on your team especially has gone most annoying to watch of the offense, the defense? What has been the most annoying to you of watching for you?
It changes every single game, and it makes no sense. One day, Baker is playing horrible, and everyone's saying, Baker sucks. And the next game, he's great, but we give up, like, 85 points. It's weird. I guess that's my answer.
All right. Phil?
Sammy's out for the Texans. First up, the defense. I'm going to say defense. You know what? I'm just going to say defense. It's so soft. It's ridiculous. Like, the way they play defense is just... They leave the middle like a no man's land. It's like completely open for grabs. The defense is too soft. You know, you need to play tighter. And it's just so inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I will say this. It's been the defense for as long as I can remember as a Packer fan. Even when, like, the only time I remember it being great was a Super Bowl time when we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that's why they won.
Yes, exactly. It was that, and Rodgers was playing great in that game. But he had great moments in that game. But the defense came clutch for us, I remember, with Clay Matthews fumble in the 4th quarter to start that. Nick Collins pick 6 against Big Ben. Bunch of, like, I would say the defense helped us in that Super Bowl, which was great to see. But yeah, defense, besides that Super Bowl run, it's been annoying to watch. It's been really annoying to watch because we cannot stop on 4th downs. We've had to gone through different defensive coordinators. It's been the defense for me this whole time because there were years where we couldn't get to the pass rusher or stop the run or have a great secondary. It's been through that whole time. And what our team has done has gone through the first round, basically has picked a defensive player basically every year in the draft, the first round. It's been really, like, frustrating to see these guys if we pick and they just not turn out well for us. Some have turned out well for us, but it's just, like, been annoying to see the other guys not pan out for us. It's been very annoying to me. But yeah, so my answer is defense. Phil's answer is defense. Zach is defense. It changes, okay.
Every week.
It changes, yes. All right, now let me ask you a fun question real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Who is your team's, rival? Like, do you, which team do you, hate to play against, and who do you love to play against? Like kind of a two-part question here of, okay, I love playing against this team because it's a fun game to watch, and who do you really hate to play against?
You know, I always love seeing the Browns play the Bengals, because I don't hate the Bengals much. It's pretty chill. And Baker only lost once to the Bengals. Like, he always plays incredible against the Bengals. Teams I hate, I mean, the Ravens and Steelers are so close. Oh. It used to be the Steelers. I mean, I don't know. I've started hating them again because of their whole TikTok. I mean, Juju, it stinks what happened to him today.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You got a team of TikTok, whatever. And the Ravens have hurt us more, so I'd say Baltimore, but it's very close for different reasons.
I mean, I hated when Juju did that TikTok for you guys last year in that playoff, like the first week. It was very like annoying to me. There have been like years of where this happens in the playoffs, like the Cowboys back, I think in 2008, of where they went on a fun vacation for a week and then they got their butts whooped. And then the Giants went to Miami in the 2016 and then they got kicked by us. So that's what I hate about teams, because they're getting overhyped and they think that's like, oh, we're going to have this. We're going to be fine if we go on vacation real quick right before the playoffs. Like, no, you don't do that. You can't do that because you're focused on your team and you can't be like unfocused when the most important time of the season is about to happen for your team. Yeah. You cannot do that at all. Phil?
You see, the thing about the AFC South... It's kind of hard to hate the other teams when everyone sucks.
Yep.
You know, the only consistently decent team has been the Titans, but I don't even hate them. You know, it's kind of like, it's hard to hate other teams when it's just your team that could be doing better. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, the Colts, the Jags, it's fun to watch the matchup, I guess. Titans, I love Derrick Henry, so I love the Titans as well. I don't really hate any of the teams. Even if there is supposed to be a rivalry, it doesn't feel like a rivalry. It just feels like we're playing against ourselves.
I get what you're saying here, because like I know you're like what you're just saying, like your division's not that strong, it's not that well.
Absolutely, it's probably one of the worst.
Yeah.
I think it is the new NFC East, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
it's horrible.
I feel like it's gonna be that, but it's like it's one of the worst. I understand, like from your point, and like your point, I would say is coming kind of like similar to us. Like our division's kind of like your team, like your division is definitely way better than mine. But like there's times where I just hate playing against those teams. Like for me, it's like, I love playing Chicago Bears because we always kick their butt every year. That's fun. Rodgers always owns the Bears and been clutch against the Bears. Then I always hate, like the team I really hate, even though we've beaten them, is like the Vikings, because they've had times where they've like beaten us like for a playoff spot or like for division wise. That's really I've been annoyed with. But I love playing against the Bears because it's just a historical rivalry. Even for 100 years, one of the best rivalries. Even if it's not a great rivalry of like the Seahawks and 49ers, it's still a good rivalry to watch of history too, of like these two teams coming together and having the moment. Vikings, I just hate playing against them. Like even with Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen back then, it was annoying to like go against those two of when I was watching. Even though if they had a bad quarterback, it was still annoying to watch. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys last question here before we head out.
All right.
What if you were the GM of your team right now? What would you do? Would you rebuild, make trades right away, try to do something to fix your team and win the Super Bowl, or do better, at least make the playoffs or win in a bad division or something? Phil, I'll start with you.
Yeah, you gotta slowly rebuild, obviously. There's no need to make hasty trades like we've been doing because, you know, Super Bowl run isn't really in the distance.
Yes.
So you just gotta slowly try and rebuild to what you were with Deshaun.
I feel like you guys are you're a couple years away, but I feel like you're 2 years out from just making the playoffs. Just if you have the right quarterback, like Tyrod Taylor is doing good for you, you just need the offensive weapons. Like Brandon Cooks is doing well for you. You have a kind of a good running back situation. I forget how well is that doing, real quick.
The running back committee, three-way backs. It's not doing too hot, but I mean It'll flesh out once you have a better passing game, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you guys, you're going to get better even with your draft capital. I feel like you're going to have, like, some good cap space. So you're going to spend on that, like, in free agency. Like, you're going to target after guys. I don't know if you're going to trade Deshaun Watson. Like, I know you think he's not going to be coming back next year.
Well, he's not going to be with the Texans.
Yes. Would you like
that much is known?
Would you like him to be traded, trade for like draft value?
Of course, I'd want him to be traded.
Okay,
trade deadline's coming up. So
yeah.
Too.
Ooh. Do you think it'll be traded by the trade deadline, or do you think it's going to be in the offseason?
I don't know. He has a lot of controversy with him, so it's rough.
Okay, Zach.
I'll keep it simple because we don't have, there's not much we need to do. We've been doing all this stuff for the last 10 years and it's finally working out. But get a new punter. Like, there's a bunch of punters out there, even in like D2, D3 schools. Trade Odell. It's easier said than done, but he's just not meant for this team. Try to get some more line depth and just stick with Baker a little. Try to re-sign him at the end of this year. And that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'll go real quick with mine. Appreciate you guys filling your intake up with the GM part. For mine, basically, is enough with the drama of the Aaron Rodgers. I literally am done with that. I've been done with that ever since that came out on draft day. I was mad and annoyed on that. I was frustrated with that.
It's going to Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, no, not Pittsburgh. Not Pittsburgh. No. I've been annoyed with that so much. I didn't pay attention to the media because every day I kept seeing on my phone was something clickbait garbage of, oh, he's going to go to this team, or this team's going to happen, or like rumors of like this 49ers trade offer back then of the draft day of like offers, or the Denver Broncos trying to go for that. I'm literally tired of that. I've been tired of that in this offseason. I had to go through a dreadful offseason, not quite as much as Phil here. I feel bad for him with his team. His team has done bad. Mine's just a quarterback who basically is the franchise of my team. I just been annoyed with that. Zach, you've had experience with your 0-16 run. I know you've been frustrated with that. Mine's just a quarterback, basically. It's just been very annoying to me. I just want that to stop, and hopefully the front office and the players get the communication right, and we have our guys next year. What I've liked so far is they made some good moves during this season, kind of picking up Devontae Campbell right away. He's done very well for us. And Packers, they need to do well with the injury because we're getting the injury bug issue. I don't know with you guys right now how your injury bug of your healthy
it's
injury.
All right.
It's all right, Phil? Is your injury?
It's fine.
Okay. So with mine, basically, is the worst because we've lost our best corner, Jair Alexander. He's going to be out for weeks. Zadarius Smith is going to be out for most of the season. There's so much injuries, like with David Bakhtiari. He's going to be out. He's coming back, and then MVS is hurt. We have the next man stepping up, which has done well for us recently, but it's just like, can we stay healthy as a team? I'm hoping for a Super Bowl. That might not happen, but I just want them to win a Super Bowl. Even if it's Rodgers last year, just go out and win that. But yeah, that's my take on the Packers. And so, yeah, thank you. And so that is my interview of Phil Rondeau being a Houston Texans fan and Zach Brasic being a Cleveland Browns fan. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to give you guys some claps here. Appreciate you guys once again.
Positivity around here.
Guys, real quick, my subscribers, they will want to listen to you. I know you and you two have already. You comment sometimes on that. Phil, I have not seen you comment. I would like to see you comment more.
I'm watching.
Oh, you're watching. Okay. Okay. Are you watching every video?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're watching every video.
Course.
Okay. We're going to have to check that later
as
on
soon
that.
As it comes out.
Every second of every live stream.
Okay. Every live stream.
Time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that. Where can everyone find you?
Me?
Yeah.
Instagram at BSC Cards. You will see a lot of Jarvis Landry cards and Browns rants every now and then. So enjoy that.
I've already mentioned that on one of our videos previously.
Paid sponsorship.
Yeah, it's paid.
Oh, yeah.
Where's my paid? I never got my paid on that.
It's coming in.
Oh, it's coming in. Okay. So
slow.
Oh, real slow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've already mentioned on one of our previous videos, AFC predictions video of what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was that one where I mentioned him. So you can check out him. He does a lot of sport cards. He's pretty good of content of wise of I've loved seeing that. He does a lot of collections of football cards. So Phil on the other hand, he does football cards also. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at the local bowling alley grinding.
All right, folks. Hope you guys enjoy this. Please leave a like on this video. I know these two will like it. They've already subscribed to, hopefully Phil has.
Of course.
Okay, I know Zach has. I've checked that. It's on his phone right there. Right in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so while Zach's checking that, guys, leave a like on this video. Like more content. We're going to have more sports interviews soon of what these guys. Up right there.
Subscribe.
So, all right, so up. He's got it. Okay. Proof right there, folks. So, guys, if you already haven't, subscribe to this channel. Please, I would highly...
Smash that like button.
Exactly.
Hit the bell notification.
Yes.
Put that comment down below.
Oh, yes. Appreciate that. So, guys, please do that if you already haven't. And we'll be doing more of this stuff. Hopefully, we'll get more sports interviews, such with Zach and Phil here. And we'll try to do with other people, like maybe a Ravens fan, if anyone wants to. Yeah, I know you don't like the Ravens. I know you hate them.
No, we're not gonna do
but
that.
I'm from a college that's filled with Ravens and Eagle fans. But hopefully
they're banned from the show.
Exactly.
Any Ravens fans, you are banned from the show.
Gone.
That's gonna be fun telling my whole college that.
Exactly.
All right, that's gonna be fun coming back. That's gonna be fun coming back to college. Okay.
Yes.
So while that happens, we'll try and get some other sports interviews. So guys, we'll have more of that of the live streams. Do more funny videos like reactions. Like I already posted the Bengals and Packers one as a Packer fan with that dreadful field goal. Fun stuff. That was fun. That was just fun watching the game. It's fun making the video of watching my reaction, but it's just like, it was very annoying to watch that game. It's very annoying to watch that. But yeah, so we'll have that. I'll also do some off-season takes on teams. And yeah, we'll do a bunch of other stuff with that content. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully stay tuned for my upcoming videos, and I appreciate it. So smash that like, hit that subscribe button, and click that notification alert for more updates when my video is about to come out. Wrapping it up here, sign off. Do you guys have anything to say right before?
Always wear at least SPF 15, even when it's cloudy.
At least.
Be safe, kids.
Adios, guys. Go Pack, go.
Go Brownies.